If you've been doing hours of cardio and limitless challenges with Chloe Ting or random Instagram workouts, and you've been restricting the calories, maybe you don't even know about calories, you've just been restricting certain food groups like potatoes, you will never touch them, you will never eat pasta, you will always opt for a salad option when you are with your friends, and then you see those girls at the gym, on the beach, or like just around you and at the party, and they're looking toned, they're looking like supermodels, and they eat what they want, they drink what they want, and you are just stuck there doing so many different things, just running around and thinking about all the time what you shouldn't eat, what you should eat. You're just obsessed about this. You put so much effort that you're so resentful of those other people that look better than you and that don't do a thing. Then you may want to watch this video, because the solution to you looking skinny fat is much easier than you may have thought, and that is coming from a personal trainer, nutrition coach, and most importantly, someone who's been stuck in a skinny fat phase for years. And today I would like to share with you what is skinny fat, 5 things that you're doing that are holding you back, and if you continue doing them you'll always be stuck in that skinny fat body, and a little bit about my story, reflecting back and forth. So let's just dive right into it. First of all, what is skinny fat? Skinny fat is essentially the lack of muscle. You can have a lot of fat on top of it, or you can have very little fat, but essentially it's just not having muscle. Just imagine, if you don't train your abs, or if you don't train your legs or shoulders, there's really nothing to show through. It doesn't matter how much you cut, it doesn't matter how much fat you lose. If I don't train my abs, for example, even if I lose a lot of fat, there is gonna be nothing to show through. And that is exact same reason why you may not be seeing any results from keto diets or doing hours of cardio, because they don't really help you build muscle. What you're doing is you're just shedding water weight and body fat, but you're not building any muscle tissue. So even though it's gonna be like a shrinking process, your body composition will still remain skinny fat, you're just gonna be smaller. Essentially what you need to do to achieve that toned physique is to first build muscle and shed fat, so that you can reveal that physique, you can reveal the musculature that is underneath your skin. I think that by this point you already have a good understanding of where you've been going wrong, and all you need to do is really build muscle. And I'm gonna walk you through now the 5 things you need to do or change in your lifestyle in order to be able to build muscle mass, shed fat in the same time, get out of that skinny fat phase for good, and achieve your dream physique without having to restrict the foods that you love. First thing is cardio. You're cardio crazy, and I was cardio crazy in the past, but that's because I loved running for 1, but for 2, I actually thought that if I do a lot of running, a lot of treadmill, it also was very convenient at the time, because I was so anxious at the gym that the only thing I could see was that just the treadmill. I was like, nah, I'm just not gonna do it, I don't want to embarrass myself, I'm just gonna go jump on the treadmill. And that was, yeah, that kept me stuck. That kept me stuck because it makes you shrink your body, but it doesn't make you build muscle and tone up your body. So you need to ditch the habit of just going for 1 hour on a treadmill, unless you have a very good audiobook, or you love listening to music or running. But you gotta swap that for building muscle weight training. And I'm not talking about crazy powerlifting and doing, crazy heavy exercises and just getting bulky, getting, so much muscle. No, I'm not talking about that. You actually only need to do a gentle resistance training that is very good for your body, but also for your mind. And it's only very gentle resistance training to make sure that you won't get bulky. They sometimes tell you that you will not get bulky from lifting weights, but it really depends how you lift them and how much you lift of them you lift, So gentle resistance training is the best way for female body if you're aiming for that toned, slim, fit model looking physique. And that's exactly what I did during COVID. I was only training with gentle resistance and walking around, and I managed to transform from skinny fat in 12 weeks to that slim, fit, toned model body. But of course, it wasn't only the workouts that gave me the results. There is much more to it. That leads me to the next point, if not the most important point, which is changing your relationship with nutrition. That was a massive thing for me. It's life-changing, and that's what you need to do on top of the workouts, because that's gonna support the muscle building process. So let's have a look at the habits that may be holding you back, that you're currently doing around nutrition. And that is just not having any structure whatsoever, just eating whatever you want or nothing, and just second guessing what to eat and not really knowing what's on your plate, just trying to eat as little as possible, or just aiming for the foods that you've seen in the industry, eating salads, eating keto diets, or not much carbs just to restrict, but not knowing really necessarily why you do that. This is not going to support your muscle building process, and you do need that. You do need muscles, and to build muscle you will need both carbs and the protein, because the muscles are consisting of protein, and in order to build something you need energy in form of carbs as well. So you'll need both of those groups. If you start building muscle, it's also gonna be very easy for you to shed fat, because that will increase your calorie expenditure throughout the day, because you're building extra muscle tissue, in increasing your metabolism, and that energy needs to come from somewhere, and it's gonna come from the fat from your body, also providing that you are on calorie deficit. Which leads me to the next point, that you only need two things. You can forget about all those diets and just focus on two things, and that is your caloric intake and your protein intake. That's gonna be the most important in ensuring that you're building that nice and toned physique. And now some of you may be screaming that you don't want to track those calories, but I will risk it and I will try and change your mind. And for those of you that were like me, I actually loved it. I actually knew that this is the one and necessary thing I need to do to be able to achieve my dream physique. And I cannot tell you guys, this is the most life-changing thing for you. If you learn that, if you learn how to track calories, if you understand your calories and macros, you're becoming your own nutritionist. And that's not really a rocket science, because the knowledge is power. What gets measured gets improved. And once you understand what your food consists of, there's nothing that can stop you. You can freely go out, and you know how much calories is in that drink. You know how much calories it's like how to create your foods, what foods to reach for, what foods maybe not necessarily like avoid, but just opting for and making informed food choices when you're out and about. This is the only thing that is going to help you sustain the transformation. Yes, you can achieve results just from the meal plans only, but people that do meal plans and stick to the meal plans only, it's sometimes hard to replicate them in a day-to-day life, or if you don't understand, you may not know what to eat when you're outside. But if you're tracking calories, if you know how much calories and protein you need for your body to thrive and look a certain way, the sky is the limit. And it's only here in your head if you treat it as a limitation or as an informed food choice, which I love to call it. If you want to learn how to track calories and protein and macros and set the targets for yourself, I talk about it in my ebook, which you can get down below. It's linked down below. And not only that, I also have workouts that I've been using during that 12-week transformation that I've done from home. And you can do those workouts from home, from the gym, from holiday, wherever you are in the world. So if you're a busy entrepreneur or a busy person, busy, ambitious female, I think that book, that ebook is gonna change your life. It's gonna set you up for success. It has everything you need to become your own nutritionist, to free yourself from that restrictive mindset around food and achieve your dream physique. The third thing is more about the mindset. I believe it's about the consistency and the structure. So if you are one of these people, which I used to be, that were doing random Instagram workouts, clothing challenges, like keep changing things all the time, you want to keep yourself entertained in your mind, and you think that you actually need to do so much and try all of different things to make sure that every single muscle and cell of your body has worked out, this just cannot be further from the truth of what you need to do to achieve the toned physique. You don't need to confuse yourself. The only thing you need it's, and I just, it drives me crazy when I look at all those apps around, like in the industry, where they've got 6-week, 12-week challenges, and then they've got another challenge, and then every single workout is different. It's just there is no focus. How are you supposed to get results when you're not focusing and putting your mind, and you don't have a structure to follow and to develop adaptations in your body? And that's necessarily the only thing you need. It's one program that you follow for like from 6 to 12 weeks. If the longer you follow it, the better, because the more you can develop those adaptations, build new neural pathways, and also tell your body, look, we're doing this every single week, and we're adding more weight, we're adding holds, it's called progressive overload. We're doing those things every single week, a little bit more, to send that signal to your body, you gotta grow, and this is what we're doing, and we're doing more and more and more, and then your body is able to grow, develop the muscle in a relaxed state, which also supports the muscle shedding process. And that's why I wanted it to be accessible to you, and I've linked those workouts that I've used over the 12 weeks in the description. And I also shared those progressive overload techniques with you, so that you are able to progress over those 12 weeks, to make sure that then you develop the muscle and you actually grow, because you need to challenge yourself during those workouts. It's not like just you go through the moves. There is focus, and you need at least 4 weeks. It's gonna take you to get hang of those programs, especially if you haven't worked out before. It takes you time to move through those new movement patterns. But then after 4 weeks, once you understand it, you're gonna gain so much clarity, confidence within yourself, and a sense of like certainty. It always develops confidence that you're showing up for yourself, you know what's coming next, you know what you're doing. And also the anxiety, the gym anxiety, or any sort of anxiety that you may have with the exercise, it's gonna disappear, because you're showing up there, you know what you're doing, you know what comes next, and you are learning those exercises. And then if you are a gym anxious, you also be able to overcome that gym anxiety and just own the gym floor, just because you know what you're doing and you're going there with a plan. So again, structure is the key to success. Now, last but not least, and that is the so much overlooked thing, and that is the outside exercise activity. So walking, any sort of moving around that you're doing, it is going to play a role in how fast you're going to see results, and if you're going to see results at all. I got stuck in the skinny fat phase during COVID, and I noticed myself gaining more and more fat, because even though I was doing so many workouts, I was not walking, and I completely neglected and overlooked the fact that I was commuting to uni at the time, that I was going to work at the time, that I've stopped waitressing at the time, so I was just sat down. The only half an hour, 1 hour of workouts I've done, but then the rest of the day I was sat down, and that energy did not move anywhere. And if the workouts were not building muscle, then there was nowhere for this food that I was consuming to go. And at the time I was also like overeating on healthy foods, on eating a lot of fruit because I just thought that it was healthy. So even though I was restricting, I was overeating on healthy food and being in ending up on caloric surplus just because I wasn't moving enough, I wasn't building muscle, and that's why I ended up where I was. But it doesn't have to be you. And if you're stuck in that restrictive cycle, pay attention to how much you're moving. I would suggest you get a watch. You don't need to get an Apple Watch. I got my first watch actually from AliExpress. It was for like £4, and I only got it to make sure that I'm reaching my step count. My first ever step count that I set to myself was 10,000 steps per day, and it worked out perfectly. It was like a highlight of my COVID. It was to do the resistance training and get my steps in, and it does give you a little bit of a purpose. So honestly, those workouts and this guide can not only help you with like becoming a better person, or not only transforming your physique, but also your mindset and helping you, getting you out of even maybe depression, because it gives you a sense of purpose, targets to reach. And then when you take progress pictures every single week, then you're gonna see that transformation happen every single week, and you're gonna start believing in yourself again, and that's gonna even give you more and more momentum in that journey, and believe in yourself that you're able to sustain the results that you're generating yourself. It's so empowering. I cannot stress that enough, but it's only going to work when you work. So please guys, if you get that guide down below in the description, please do it consistently, commit to it with your mind and soul for 12 weeks. And I also make it a little bit more easier for you. I created a community of ambitious females that you can join, and I've linked it in the guide. But if it's not linked in the guide, please DM me on Instagram and I will send you the link. The access is free to that group, and we spread a lot of support, and just make sure that we're all in this together. You can ask me questions if I haven't covered something in that guide, which I don't think it's is a case. But if you need any more support, any more recipes, maybe ideas, then you will be able to find that within that community. Now I really hope that this video was valuable to you, that by now you know the steps, the mistakes that you've been making that were holding you back from getting rid of that, getting out of that skinny fat phase, and that now you've got the tools to go and do it. So again, just a recap: workouts and a structured workout plan that you follow for at least 6 weeks, protein intake, caloric intake, walking. That's it. That's really all you need, and everything is covered in the guide to make sure that you've got a success. Plus you've got a supportive community around your corner to make sure that you don't fall off track. I've got a goal for myself now. I would like to build really my social media following, so I would really appreciate if you can follow me and subscribe if you find those videos valuable. Now, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!